Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. For anyone who's new to this channel or this topic, please check out one of my introductory videos. This is a video diary, and it assumes that you have some familiarity with the topic. Wow. So anyone who's been following my journey knows I'm taking a little time off from one of the fundamentals of, let's say, orthodox Shin Buddhism or traditional Shin Buddhism, that Amitabha is the only source of grace. But that doesn't mean I'm not thinking about all the other parts and not reflecting on them. I am. And as I've shared, that one place is this place where I can't figure it out, and reading books isn't helping. So I'm just waiting for other power to reveal to me. What are you? But what's been really coming to me today is the topic of hell. You know, as I was reflecting on some of the other teachings and reflecting on really the need for other power. And it's not just the need for other power to achieve Buddhahood, but it's also the need for other power to, escape the cycle of samsara, but even on a more primal level, to not go to hell in our next lifetime. Both Honen and Shinrin. I know Shinrin, and I'm pretty sure Honen said that they felt without the grace of Amitabha, they were certainly bound for hell in their next, after this life. It's a very strong statement. Let's keep this in mind that, Honen and Shinrin, to my knowledge, they weren't adulterers, they weren't thieves and murderers, or, these are people who lived monastic lives. And yet they both were convinced that they were bound for hell at the end of this life. And, in my readings of both Shinrin and Honen, it's not a topic that they dwell on, but it is a topic that they both mention. And I can't say why it's a topic they don't dwell on. That's not my place. But I know that I've been reflecting on it some today. And this whole journey with Jodo Shinshu, I've been reflecting on it because I didn't take the idea of hell very seriously. I was raised in the sort of the Christian idea of hell that was just absurd, that it was eternal, that you go there. The Catholic version is like one unconfessed sin, you go there. The Protestant version is you have to say the right, I accept Jesus into my heart as my savior, and anyone who doesn't do that goes to hell for eternity. Like they're both it's crazy. I mean, it's beyond crazy. It's really a horror movie, right? So I just kind of completely thrown it out. And in these last, I guess now it's day 29, I've been really thinking about hell and, really taking the Buddha's teachings to heart. And I've actually come to believe in the six realms teaching, and that hell is a very, very much a reality. And I don't claim to have all the questions answered. Even the Buddhist hell can seem a bit extreme. Some of the durations of time that it says some people spend in these hells. But what I've come to today is I'm pretty convinced with Shinrin and Honen that if short of an act of grace, based on the level of negativity in me, I'm headed to hell at the end of this lifetime if I'm not embraced by other power. Because I know, it's been really put in my face just how dense and how ignorant a being I am. My whole, it's kind of been a lifelong learning, but especially this last month. oh, really the last 2 weeks. But so it's a very interesting thing to really believe and take to heart, especially given that I'd really rejected this for most of my life. So I'm not afraid because I really trust that I'm on the right path to be literally saved by other power. But it does, it's one thing to be like, I want to become a Buddha. And it's another thing to be like, I want to achieve liberation from samsara. And it's another thing like, I don't want to go to hell in my next lifetime. Like my heart is a full yes to Buddhahood. My heart is a full yes to liberation from samsara. But what hits me in the gut is like, I don't want to spend a moment in hell. Um, yeah. So I've been reflecting on hell today. Quite a topic. So let's see if there's anything else I want to share. Well, the other thing that's been really coming to mind is, Jodo Shinsu is not about making your life better. Obviously, the awakening of Shinjin can have all sorts of profound um, impacts on your life and yeah. And, I think what I've realized, what I realized is that actually this is a very huge realization. Um, I was reaching for Shinjin because part of why I was reaching for Shinjin was because I wanted a better life. I wanted my suffering to end in this life. Now that's not necessarily completely wrong, but on another sense, it's really a wrong motive. Shinjin does not, I do not believe Shinjin works that way at all. And it's certainly a wrong motive to like, oh, I want to attain Shinjin. I want to attain Shinjin so I can have a better life in this life. Like, yes, Shinjin will um, improve the quality of one's life, and that motive does not work. Um, yeah, I'd be curious to know if Shinrin or Honen spoke on this topic. I'm sure somewhere Shinrin did. He spoke on pretty much every topic. But that's been a huge realization that that while my motive was partially good, Buddhahood, release from samsara. Today I've added in not wanting to go to hell. I've become aware today that a lot of what I was after was trying to um, build a better life. There's nothing wrong with trying to build a better life, but reaching for Shinjin for that, no bueno, not a good idea. Thank you so much for dropping by. Namo Amida Butsu.